Okay, looks like we are up. Hello. This is sort of a test video for both my new GoPro that's currently strapped to my head, and I'm gonna try a few cooking demo videos for you guys. Today, kind of feels like I'm in a first-person shooter a little bit. Anyway, sorry. Today I'm going to be making spaghetti allo Scarpariello. I want to apologize to any Italians I may have offended with the butchering of the pronunciation of that. It is a very simple pasta dish. It originates from the Campania region of southern Italy, and like I said, it's super simple. It basically consists of, oh, and I did say spaghetti, but I'm going to be using bucatini today because I like bucatini better. Basically consists of just a little bit of olive oil and garlic cooked down, and then fresh tomatoes and basil, and then towards the very end, a little bit of the pasta water and about 4 ounces of shredded cheese. Here I have a 50-50 mix of Parmigiano Reggiano and Pecorino, because that sounded good to me. I have some heavily salted water going here. I'm putting the pasta in now, and then we're going to immediately start working on our sauce. And you may have noticed I have a wok out here instead of a more traditional pan. I like, since I'm going to be doing a whole pound of pasta, I like the larger surface area. It gives me more room. And then the cheese goes in at the end, and a little bit of pasta water. We're going to be mixing vigorously to emulsify the cheese into the sauce. So anyway, bucatini going in. I just stuck my thumb in the water. That felt awesome. And immediately throwing this on medium-high. And just gonna, I'll try not to move my head around too much so you guys don't throw up or get dizzy. 'Cause, yeah, hopefully this works out. But just gonna work this bucatini around a little bit just to get the noodles separated while this pan heats up. Nice thing about these carbon steel woks is they get hot pretty quick, so won't have to let that go too long. It's already got some olive oil in there, and I'll be adding 1 clove of crushed garlic next, and we're just gonna cook that for just a little bit. Bucatini is thicker, so it takes that a little bit longer to get soft enough where it goes all the way into the water. I'm not one of those a-holes that breaks my noodles in half. Sorry if you are, but no, it's wrong. It's wrong. So anyway, yeah, I'll just top that over for now. Yeah, there's my garlic, my basil, tomatoes, cheese, and I think once the tomatoes are cooked down a little bit, and we don't want to cook them down too much, we want them still to retain a little bit of structure, I might add a little tomato paste. We'll decide when that time comes. The water's already heavily salted, like I said before, but I do have some salt and pepper ready to go. With the very salty cheeses and the well-salted pasta, I don't think we're going to need much salt, but just in case. Okay. Come on, noodles. Get noodly. Speaking of noodles, hi, noodles. I'm making food. Are you good, puppy? Are you good, puppy? Yeah, you are. All right. I'm going to grab my garlic. And that's just going to go for a minute. You know, we just want to get it a little bit tender, a little bit fragrant before we add our tomatoes. It'll cook the rest of the way. I just don't want to overcook it, make it bitter. I'm just getting bucatini still working. We'll get it in eventually. We'll get in there. I'd like to move it back and forth and kind of like this motion. It seems to both separate the noodles, and eventually they'll get down in there. And the garlic's going. I can already smell it. So I am going to add my tomatoes right now. And these are just going to cook down a while. And one of the main reasons I'm making this actually is I had this carton of cherry tomatoes, and they were starting to get a little wrinkly. Like they were going to turn. I just wanted to, I don't know, make something that would just use them all up in one shot. And, you know, seemed like the perfect thing. So that's what I'm doing. My dog is currently locked on me right now. Hey, Noodles. Bucatini's getting softer finally. And I think of all the long pastas, bucatini is my favorite. I know a lot of people traditionally use spaghetti in this, but I love bucatini. I like the thicker chew. I like the and as I said before, we're not going to break these tomatoes down completely, but I'd say about 3/4 of the way. We wanted to release a bunch of liquid, but still retain some structure. So that's what I'm going for. And once we get some liquid out, I'm going to toss these basil leaves in there just to get them wilted down, get all the essence out that I can, all the oils out of the leaves. And it's a very, very, very simple recipe. Flavors are very simple, but and as with any simple recipe, the less ingredients you have, at least in my opinion, the better those ingredients should be. That's why I try to get only good quality pasta. The Checco's one of my favorite brands as far as I mean, there are more the crazy expensive smaller brands at the store, but as far as the name brands go, I think the Checco's probably my favorite. You can see these are starting to give up a little bit of liquid now. Looking good. Looking good. And these noodles are pretty much completely submerged. Hopefully the steam isn't affecting my camera lens too much. No, it looks okay. Alright. I am just going to tear these up a little bit. Not too much. They're going to cook down at almost nothing anyway. You know. So, it doesn't really matter that much. This is from my basil plant in my window. We actually have two. One of them is dying for reasons I can't determine, but so that's sad. But the other one's doing fine. They lasted us through the winter, and I have harvested quite a bit of basil. I made pesto, plenty of other things too. I mean, it's not. And what's really going to bring this sauce together at the end, you can see these tomatoes are starting to get a little wilty. I'm going to lower the heat a bit, so I don't want to cook them down too much. Really what's going to make this a sauce at the end is I'm going to get probably about a half a cup to a full cup of pasta water and the cheese, and that once that all comes together, this is going to be a very creamy sauce. It doesn't look like much right now for a pound of pasta, but once we get the water and the cheese emulsified in there, it'll coat all the noodles. We won't have any issues with coverage, so that's good. Hi, honey. Oop, I lost a basil. I lost a piece of basil. I got it. It's not like there's going to be any flavor left in that thing anyway. Fine, I'll just leave it. Hope you're hungry.
Always.
These are almost there. Pasta should be done shortly. And I don't think I'm going to add the tomato paste. I think that kind of takes away from the point. I mean, this is supposed to be as simple as possible. I was considering not even adding the garlic, but I mean, who doesn't like garlic? These are getting there. These are getting there. Now we're just basically waiting on the pasta. I think we're far enough along where I don't have to pause the camera or anything like that. You could just watch water boil with me. Sounds like fun. I'm going to turn this down even more. I'm not going to mess with those too much more now because I don't want to bust them up. I am going to reserve some pasta water right now before I forget. That should be more than enough right there. The starchiness and the saltiness of that will go really well with the cheese. It'll really help thicken this whole thing up. And then as far as the cheese goes, I'm going to use pretty much almost all this. I'm just going to reserve maybe like a couple pinches of the blend for a topping at the end. And we'll also put a little fresh cracked black pepper on top and maybe a little splash of the olive oil. And that should be good. Oh, I just dropped my towel. Oopsie. Want to see a cool towel? Have you seen this one yet? It's pretty cool. Hey, have you tried cheese? Oh, it's a little dirty too. I didn't wash that. Alright. And I don't know about you guys, but to me there's only one way to test pasta. Well, there's two ways. If it's still stiff like that, you know it's not done. But the only real way to test pasta for doneness is by eating it, by putting it in your mouth and eating it. Don't throw it at a wall. Don't mess up your walls. Don't I don't know how else you would test pasta, but I've heard different methods and they're all weird. Just gotta try it a little bit at a time. Okay. Noodles, how are you? She's so little. Looking at the view on my phone for the camera here, but she looks even further away. Now she looks extra little. Yeah, we're getting close here on these noodles. Normally, if there was more sauce, this is pretty much going to come together instantly in this pan. If it was a dish that called for more sauce, more liquid in the pan, we would actually cook these till just under al dente and then finish them in the sauce. But since this pretty much comes together instantly, as soon as these are done, I am going to cook them all the way. We want to get them all the way done and before we mix everything together and add the cheese. So this is looking pretty good. And, almost. As for the noodles. And yeah, we're almost done here. Hopefully this is as fun for you that are watching as it is for me making. This is exciting. Let's see. Almost there. Yeah, I'm not going to do the no tomato paste. Nope, no need. Not necessary. Oh, I don't know if you can see this, but this is all of our hot sauces that are currently open in the fridge. We have everything from Crystal to Sriracha to Secret Aardvark, Ray Sharps, the black El Yucateca. We got this mustard-based sauce, black truffle sauce, chocolate ganache. There's a strawberry serrano. There's a bunch of stuff in there. And that's just the stuff that we have open. There's more on the shelf. Yeah, I'm just killing time waiting for this pasta to finish, in case you're wondering why I'm talking about hot sauces. Great noodles. Let's see, where are we? Ooh, yeah, this is feeling pretty good. I still give it another minute. Man, I love bucatini. So when the pasta comes out and goes into the pan with this tomato, now a sauce, I'm gonna add all the cheese and only about half the water, and then we'll add more as we need it. I don't think we'll need a full cup. Excuse me. Yeah, these are looking pretty good. Those are looking pretty good. almost there. All right. You can see how much those tomatoes reduced too. I mean, I think there's a 1 pound container of those tomatoes. At least reduced by half, if not more. I'm getting impatient. I know these are probably still not done, but I'm going to try another one anyway. Almost. So, talk to you a little bit about why I like to get better pasta, and then I'll go for the cheap 99-cent stuff. And I said the Checco is probably the best like name brand pasta, but there are there's a bunch of imported brands in this store that are more expensive and also good. But it's probably one of the only name brands that still uses bronze cut dyes, which means the pasta will have a rougher texture on the outside, which translates to holding sauces better. And you'll notice that the cheaper pastas are very smooth and almost shiny, and sauce doesn't cling to those very well at all. The more like little bumps and craggly bits in the pasta, like it should almost be like it should have a rough finish. You don't want the smooth stuff, whether it be long noodles or short noodles. Fortunately, those old-fashioned bronze dyes that they use to cut pasta, it's a slower process, it's more work, so that product is a little bit more expensive, but it's definitely worth it. I mean, if you're going to make pasta, you might as well make good pasta. You shouldn't sacrifice on ingredients. It's almost done. Still 30 more seconds. Yeah, bucatini definitely takes longer to cook than obviously spaghetti or anything else because it's how thick it is. But I like it. These tomatoes will be fine. I'm not even going to jostle them right now because I don't want to bust them up any more than they already are. Yeah, so basically, I mean, this is not much different. I mean, with the addition of tomatoes, this is pretty much similar to like how you'd make cacio e pepe or traditional fettuccine alfredo, which is just basically just pasta water and cheese and pasta. I mean, traditional fettuccine alfredo doesn't have any milk or cream in it. It's just emulsified cheese and water, that Parmigiano Reggiano to be specific. The Americanized version of it is they put cream or whatever they put, or make them. Sometimes I've seen people make a bechamel. But yeah, traditional fettuccine alfredo is just cheese and water. Same thing with cacio e pepe, which is basically just pecorino romano cheese and emulsified with the pasta water into the pasta, and then black pepper. I mean, that's really what the name of the dish is. So this is pretty similar to those. It's just with the addition of tomatoes and basil and a little bit of garlic, but the cheese will still shine. I'm just feeling pretty good now. Yep. All right. Basically, I mean, I could dump these into a colander, but why dirty a colander when I have tongs? It's okay if some of the pasta water piggybacks in. Just we're gonna be adding more anyway. There's just extra salty, starchy goodness. And that's about it. Okay. Now, it's going right back here. Give a quick little stirry stir. And we are going to add most of our cheese. Most of our cheese, yep. That's really all I need. I don't need that much for topping. And then about half our pasta water. It might seem a little wet to start, but trust me, it'll thicken up as that cheese melts. turn off the pasta water now. And yep, it's starting to get creamy now. A little bit of cheese stuck to the bottom here, but not too bad. I'm actually going to give us a little taste for salt. Let's see here. Oh yeah. I don't know, but not too much. Okay. All right. Looking pretty good. Now, let's get a little bit of twist in there. Got a piece of tomato in there. I probably could get more basil leaves from over yonder, but I don't really care. Okay. Now let's add a little extra cheese. Why not? A little bit of black pepper. So why not? And a little splash of olive oil. There we go. All right. And I don't know if you can see that, but I don't know where the lighting's better. Probably here. But that is the finished dish. Very simple. Just a thin tomato sauce, emulsified cheese, a little bit of basil, salt and pepper. Yep. And this concludes our first little trial video here. And this will continue to, it may start to settle a little bit at the bottom, but it'll give it a couple of quick stirs. It's still nice and warm. All right. Everybody have a good evening, and hope you enjoyed whatever this is. Noodles, say night-night. Night-night.